Best thing to come out of Yorkshire after the pudding, Josh Wilkinson. Welcome to the desk.
You know War's from Yorkshire as well.
Third best thing.
But third best? You're putting me underneath War. As soon as I mention his name, you're like, right, well, I can't.
Well, he did dab on stream.
Figuratively, I'm putting you under him.
Exactly. He dabbed on I'd put him wrong.
is that lowering factor?
Yeah. Sideshow, we just watched Jasmine T beat Crowns 3-1.
Eviscerate Crowns.
Give me your thoughts on that.
Eviscerate, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
weigh in.
It was pretty interesting to watch. It seemed like from looking at the stats, particularly of the deaths of Dave compared to Raymond. Raymond was conserving his life in a lot of situations in order to preserve the Uber. And the way that Crowns play Viaduct is that they make sure that they retain control of the Ubers so that they can push in and take the point. But Jasmine were just like, right, to hell with that. We are going to take 6-man fights whenever we possibly can, Uber or no Uber, and try and force things. And in the end, they were able to come out. I am really impressed with the level of play from Paulson, Yui, Madness, like in particular.
Yep.
I really wanted to see whether they were able to step up, because when we saw them at the boot camp, I was kind of worried, because Yui and Madness, they don't play the same style as any other scout duo, because the other scout duos, they always have like a pocket scout. Like you think Crowns, they got Havical. It's like the biggest pocket scout you can get. But then you got Froyo, you got Bannied. He's like, I don't know, would you even call him like an even bigger pocket scout? Like he plays the role almost perfectly. He doesn't quite play it.
Yeah, the team pockets him.
Yeah, maybe. And then you've got Full Tilt, and like Ast plays that style.
The team player.
He occasionally goes for plays, but only marginally more than the others. They do have very defined roles for that pocket scout, and the pocket scout really started to come into the game like after I-49, because before that you had the role, but it was loose and it really wasn't like as well defined as these teams have it at the moment. But Jasmine have dispensed with that. I think really it comes back to their Brutalix days where they were looking at I-49 EPSI demos and like how they play, and Shocky and Bash were always on a level kind of above the others. When Bash was in his heyday, he was a monster. I mean, recent form has been appalling from Bash, actually. Like, it's just been dreadful. But he used to be a monster. He genuinely was. It wasn't that everyone else was bad and it made him look good. He used to be incredible, and he took the game seriously in practice.
Just really consistent as well. That was his his badge of honor, just to say he was the consistent scout.
Yeah, and then he just like dipped. It was like consistency just ruined. But they play kind of a bit like those two did, in that they're really just neither of them are afraid to go in and die, and they leave Dave alone with Paulson in a lot of situations, but they seem to just sacrifice their medic for the sake of the team fight. It can really hurt them in a lot of games. I mean, the Froggytech game they probably should have lost because they threw a lead really early on. They went 3-0 down, and it was that's hard to recover from. I think that was kind of Froyo tilting a bit and letting go of the lead, but on Viaduct, I mean, it worked perfectly for them. They were mashing people, and Paulson was hitting stuff as well.
I think it comes down to just how they maybe think about heals. And keep in mind as well, Yui is quite a new transaction for the team. Like, he was playing on Home Alone not too long ago in the Australian scene, so he's just kind of coming in here. He's like a merc for Elmo, really. So
he is.
Could you imagine what this team's like if they had their long-running scout that's been playing with them?
You say that, but Yui has really had a standout season this season, and I think he solidified himself as the scout with the best death match level within the Australian scene. Like, he kind of came out of nowhere, like you said, but I think this season he's properly cemented himself as the best fragging scout, like the best raw aim scout in Australia. But it was always really hard to tell, like, is the best scout in Australia comparable on the global scene? You have no way of telling when they're just they're isolated in the southern hemisphere. They can't break through. They're playing with the 300 ping or something.
Well, they're not isolated anymore. They're here, and they're showing up too. There's good news and bad news if you're Crowns. Good news is you're off Viaduct. You get to move on. Your next map is Snakewater. The bad news is you got Full Tilt right now next. So it doesn't get any easier. We've got Crowns Full Tilt. I mean, a lot of people are predicting this as possibly a final. Thoughts? It's seriously.
Yeah. DreamHack final?
Hopefully not the same as that.
I want you to look in the camera, Sideshow, and go, this is the DreamHack final.
We've never had a situation like this before.
We don't have a situation like this. I hope we don't.
That was a very good impression. Wow.
Thanks, man.
It really was. Yeah, you've been working on that one, haven't you?
For months.
It was a situation like that.
For months and months.
In terms of Crowns Full Tilt, I think it's a reasonable prediction, or was a reasonable prediction before this coming into the final. I think both Froyotech and Jasmine have shown that they are utterly capable of taking it to any of the top 4 teams.
Yeah.
I'd be really reluctant to put anyone in the final at this point,
right?
Because I think Crowns, I think what has to be remembered is they have the same core of the roster, although they played in a different style, but they do have the same core of the roster that choked so terribly at i58 in the groups, and then got better and better progressively as it went on. Now, I thought that wouldn't be the case at this event, because I thought it was kind of like a mixture of land nerves for Hafikool, and, well, no, Hafikool was alright, actually. It was mostly Captain at the beginning.
Well, the issue with Captain is if he's not doing so well, he gets, like, deadly quiet in his comms. And, you know, what good is a pocket if you can't really tell you what's going on, or how he wants to push, and how he's taking these Ubers and all this?
Especially on such a small map, too.
Yeah, so I didn't think that would be a problem. Coming into it here, they lost to Jasmine. I don't think it is a problem yet, but if they lose the full tilt here, it will be a problem. Because not only will it give like a record of bad form in the groups, but it'll start to spiral. Because they're a team that can get very down on themselves emotionally. Like, they don't have a person within the team who's like a personality to rile up the team. The only personalities they have are negative personalities.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Not in the sense that I dislike them, but they're, in terms of like a team atmosphere for playing the game and hyping yourselves up.
Yeah.
They've got Spud, who only occasionally gets on tilt. I mean, he doesn't. He's quite a calm guy, but if something goes wrong, he gets on tilt.
You've got Drac, who goes really emo, you know, when he's just like, oh, God, I'm the worst person ever. I'm going to change my sensitivity now.
He doesn't deflect it onto the rest of the team.
Well, I used to play Soldier with him.
Hey, listen,
I'm just telling you.
He never puts it on the rest of the team. Like,
he just takes the bullet. He thinks it's all him, and he just, you know, he just kind of psychs himself out.
Internalizes.
Yeah.
See, this was the thing when we were going into the series. Like, they're a bit tentative. Like, a thing like not being able to get the coach into the server after they'd prepared for so long, or having to play Reckoner in the group stages, or something like that. Like, these small things can really set them worrying about what that's going to do for them in the long term. And then the more they worry, the worse they perform. And then the more they worry because they've already performed badly. And it took them a long time to turn around at i55. But I don't think they're there yet. I don't think they're actually on tilt. I think they'll understand that it was Viaduct. It's a map that they don't, often play. It's not a map that they're dominant on.
Exactly. It goes against the grain of their style.
And now they've got a familiar opponent. They've got full tilt that they are used to playing against. But as you said, it's no easier for them. They're just familiar with them. Now that might give them a bit more comfort in terms of how they approach it. But if they lose here, they're going to really feel bad, because full tilt are like, there's a clear level in Europe that full tilt are just slightly below Crowns, like in ETF2L,
They are the shadow that just keeps chasing them constantly.
They are, even though they had that great performance at DreamHack Summer where they were able to beat them in the upper bracket final. Then
golden cap after golden cap after golden cap.
But I mean, it was so close, and the team was like a nerfed version of Crowns that if they lose to them, they're going to really feel like they shouldn't lose to them.
Yeah,
and it's going to tip them off badly, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's really pays into it, because everyone now, because things were so close at DreamHack, you could almost break it down into like a mathematical equation. It's like, well, we've got Captain back on Soldier. Everyone agrees, better, upgrade. You've got Start back on Scout. Yeah, definitely better. Upgrade. And you've got even Cadus telling you what to do, like micromanaging.
If it upgrade.
Yeah, upgrade.
You would think it would work like that.
What's changed in full tilt from DreamHack, I guess, that we can see?
Well, Silentis instead of Tech is the only visible change.
Yeah, and even then people will be like, that's kind of...
I haven't really seen enough from Silentis to see how they're doing. Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people would, but...
I'd say they're almost equal, given how well Tech performed, honestly.
Yeah, they did. Tech performed very well. He has a few issues with like his communication levels, especially with Cost, like a medic that he's not completely familiar with. Yeah. He has a few issues, but it really didn't manifest itself that badly at DreamHack Summer. So that's 6 and 2 3s maybe. Yeah. But Silentis is a guy who has the potential to tilt as well. But that's on an individual like.
Is there anyone we haven't insulted yet? Who are we forgetting?
It's because we're just such close friends.
It's love.
We don't want to be biased, so we're just gonna slate them.
Yeah. So how does Snake play out then? If we had to predict.
I'm gonna take a guess. That's gonna be a full tilt advantage. Do you agree, or
do I agree? No, I actually think that it plays into Crown's slower playstyle more.
Yeah. I feel like full tilt are more familiar or just like comfortable on that map in a little way. Maybe the playstyle, yes.
Yeah,
but
Full Tilt have done a lot of preparation into Snake Water in order to break crowns because it was classically better for crowns. So what they've done is they've kind of subverted it a little bit. It might be that they've put more preparation into it in order to overtake them, in order to leapfrog them.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's really enough. I think the map overall, kind of the play style of it, does favor crowns, but I think this really could go either way, and if it goes the way of Full Tilt, it'll certainly give them a boost to go into this.
Well, in the past as well, Full Tilt likes to pull out the flashy sniper as well, and I know he has played some Snake Water games where he's just completely taken over and he's just been an absolute pest. But I don't doubt him on sniper at all. It's whether or not his team could actually just capitalize on those plays.
Yeah, that's a big problem that they have had in the past.
Closing out on Snake Water.
Yeah, Snake Water tends to be fairly open in the sense that you get on second you have an opportunity to get multiple picks. It's not like a lot of the maps where you're able to get a single pick and then the rest of your team has to do the rest of the work. You know, like on Gully Watch, there's a lot of situations where you can get one pick, but then the rest of your team really has to do the legwork from there. You give them the 6v5. But you have a sniper, so it's not quite a 6v5, and then it's on your team to be able to do it.
Still got to earn it.
So, yeah, whereas on Snake Water, sometimes on like mid or on second, you can just take control because there's such great sight lines that, and you're so well protected by the rest of your team. You're in a great position to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Thalash is, he's here and he's there. Yeah. Sometimes he's hitting everything, and sometimes he forgot to turn his trigger button on.
Well,
wow.
I've heard the whole
left the USB stick on the plane. What was it?
You know, Flash online, PogChamp, Flash offline, Resident Sleeper.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's only been to one LAN.
But keep in mind, we're technically playing online, so PogChamp.
Yeah,
Twitch chat. I'm sure Twitch chat will give us their verdict.
Resident Champ.
I can see it.
Well, I mean, we won't be tomorrow when the actual brackets happen.
The Lash SM Orc, I'm seeing. A lot of SM Orc.
Oh, that's just the wrong player.
Nearby.
That's the wrong player.
Smork.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what
Bring in Demo.
Yeah, in the spirit of sniping, I don't know what the Smork means. I don't know if we're able to bring up updated standings. We're going to have a look at that and just see where we stand as of right now. You see Jasmine T, leaping their way up. We're looking at points now as well as we're sort of closing in. As we remind you, each team is playing 5 matches in this group stage. Jasmine T, we got Full Tilt, we got Crowns and Froyotech. Those are the 4 that people were expecting. Maybe not in that order, though.
Yeah, something to note here as well is that Full Tilt have had games against Xenix and Spanx, the 2 lower teams in the invite bracket.
So not a real
those are their
test
2
yet.
wins.
Yeah.
No, so they haven't been tested apart from against Froyotech where they came out with a tie.
Yeah.
That's reasonable for them. I mean, if you're able to tie against all of the top teams, you're going to be in a good position to, finish in the top 2 at least.
Yeah.
But certainly a win over Crowns here would be excellent for them. I think they can afford to drop a win over Crowns, though, if they perform against Jasmine T.
Yeah.
They're not going to be too down on themselves against Crowns because the way that the bracket plays out, they might not even have to meet Crowns later on. They might end up getting beaten by Jasmine again, as we saw in the previous fixture, or and then by Froyotech or something like that. They may not even have to beat them.
Yeah.
So, or they may only have to beat them once or something like that. So.
We're getting there. We're making our way through.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that bothered about that one.
Do you feel like Jasmine T are revealing anything, though? Just by doing so well, maybe they're just showing everybody how they play maybe a little too much, and soon people are just going to break them down and just...
See, I don't think there's a way that you break down Jasmine T that isn't immediately obvious, because Jasmine rely on their team fight and their deathmatch to be able to carry them through certain situations, and... To break that down, what you do is you just punish the individual people who go aggressive. Like we saw for the first 3 rounds against Froyotech, they were doing that perfectly. Like people were going in, they were getting mashed. Jasmine was staying in for far too long, not recognizing that they were at a player disadvantage, and were getting slammed. So, I mean, it's simple stuff to be able to pick up Jasmine's errors, but when they're playing well, it seems to be very difficult to stop them. So I would have liked to see Crowns against Jasmine on a 5CP map as well to see whether Crowns could probably slow them down.
Yeah.
Product, you just can't slow people down. Like the whole game is fast.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly. I was like, oh, this could be really interesting. And I was like, we're playing on product. Oh, okay, Jasmine T, got to win. Woo, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy prediction.
Well, the thing about product as well, though, is that we heard Banny say that his team are not comfortable on it at all.
Really?
Yeah, I think that'll be the primary ban for them.
Wow.
They said that they really favor 5CP over King of the Hill.
Okay.
They said that's where they're most comfortable. Same with Crowns.
Yeah.
Crowns aren't a big fan of it. I wouldn't by any means say it was their worst map, like Cadus was alluding to in the interview.
Yeah.
I think he said one of their worst, actually.
Sure.
Which, is fairly reasonable, but they've been doing fairly well on it, like outside of a land setting in ETF2L, they rack up the points fairly easily.
Yeah.
And then you've got Full Tilt as well, who can be up and down on product. So, this might be the opportunity for Jasmine to be the Froyo Tech.
I'm hearing cues here that the players are all in. So tell you what, we're going to kick it over. We've got Full Tilt and Crowns on Snake. We've got Max and Dreamboat. Let's throw it back to him, lads.
Hey everyone.
Getawhale.
Oh, I'm taking this one, man. Okay. I got the sunglasses on. I'm looking all swag. As interesting as what Sideshow was talking about, it was unfortunately time for him to end. We actually had it in our ear for about 30 seconds of please wrap it up, please wrap it up. But you're a good man, Sideshow, making sure you know everything about how TF2 works. As he mentioned, I'm Max, joined by Dreamboat, and this game is live in real time, so we'll be giving it to you in 90 seconds, and seeing as Analysts didn't do it, predictions. I'm going to take these off because I look ridiculous.
Yeah, you do look ridiculous. Predictions. Crowns looked really good at times there on Viaduct. I'm not too sure how Full Tilt's going to come out of this. I think I have to take Crowns. I'm going to go like 3-2, though.
Okay. I think... Right, so here's my situation. I'm at a crossroads, right? I love all of the players in this server, but I just watched Crowns get annihilated and break my heart. So I'm looking for one of these to teach me how to love again, So I'm really okay with anyone winning. I'm just going to give you the raw things on how it's going to go down. I think if Crowns get on their last, or if they take Full Tilt to their last, we're going to be watching a 30-minute game with one cap. And Full Tilt, if there are multiple mids, are going to win all of them because Mike and Sil are dope on this map, and Ale is the best demo at LAN.
Maybe I can teach you how to love again. Sorry
after this game, dude.
Oh, okay. My hotel or your hotel?
Yeah.
Anyways, we are coming out live here very shortly. Yeah, I mean, Crowns did get kind of destroyed by the Aussie wave, which I'm super hyped about. Go Aussies. I think they'll rebound, though. I think this will be their kind of rebound match here as we're going into the rollout. Looking for anything specific?
Yeah, I think this rollout, Ale and Spud will arrive at a really similar time, but I think Ale's going to take the initial damage, and I think we're going to see Mike and Still be the first people to move forward across the mid.
All right, we'll see if that's true. His spike gets there a little bit earlier. They are just throwing those tickets across, but he's doing a good job of boxing out Ale, and he does take some damage there right off the bat. So far, your predictions are coming in true, but the Lash is coming in here with Salantas. Drac will be taken out, Ast going down to Captain, and Ale going down as well, with Spud the only casualty the other way. Mike comes in, cleans up Happy. Salantas grabs Captain, so this is somehow coming out the way that you pretty much called it.
Dude, I should change my name from Max Money to Max the Psychic. I mean, that was literally play-by-play how I described what was going to happen. It was so beautiful. Like, the initial aggression just forced all of Crowns into one corner, and then Mike had 300 HP because he never actually goes in. He always goes in after his team, fun fact, and then just cleaned everyone up because, he doesn't miss. So now we're going to have Crowns on a last hold situation. They might try and play for the second. It looks like Spud wants to do something. Actually, no, Crowns are going for it, Dreamboat.
They are going for it, and the thing is, I don't know, is the Lash is on Sniper. So that could be interesting. The Ubers are exchanged here. A couple nice rockets being hit there out of Salantas. Does not grab anything because, well, he was shooting shiny things. Shiny things don't die. But he is still juking around. He will finally be cleaned up. But Mike getting right in onto Spike gets him taken out. The Lash on Sniper is down. Ali going down too. Crowns is winning this. Cause going down finally. Ast, and it's just Mike. And, well, Mike versus Scouts. That's it. Except he grabs Stark.
Wow.
Yeah, last thing I expected. I thought Mike was kind of dead to rights there, but he picked one more. He's not done. Crowns will be grabbing this midpoint back their way, though.
Yeah, I talked to Koss earlier today, and he was saying, like, the thing about Mike, unless you play perfect, you're trading. That's pretty much how it works, and that's what we got to see there. That was a great push by Crowns. Like, Full Tilt was so not ready for that, and then when they got forced, Raymond just healed up all the players that were weak. Like, Full Tilt initially had the better Uber, but then Crowns just took that position. Let's see if they can keep this position war going as they look to be pushing into second.
Yeah, the positions definitely fully tilt the table as they are pushing in here. Haven't grabbed anyone. Mike's actually in behind here with Ast, and he's going to get a nice rocket onto Stark, but Drac is going to clean both of them up. That's huge for this fight. Drac is actually dealing with the last share too, and he's going to get him as well. Captain cleans up Ale, and this is all Crowns. They are rolling with this momentum here right into the point. Silentes will be cleaned up. It is just Cause trying to pull a hard blue, and they Uber to make sure that he can't hard blue it up.
I like the attempt for the wraparound play from Full Tilt there. What ended up happening is the flank of Crowns just went back, cleaned them up, and because they already had no initial position, Full Tilt that is, they're already backing up, and Crowns just took the ground that they were given, cleaned up the frags, Captain hit the rockets, of course he did, he's Captain, and that's going to take us to our second middle with 27 minutes remaining. That was a quick round.
Yeah, Captain Crunch maybe, crunching people with those rockets. And we are into the mid-fight here. It is Mikey going a little bit further forward this time, seeing if he can poke it prod. He's still just going to sit back here, though. No one has actually taken any damage, and Silentes is going right in there, grabs the pack. He's boxed Stark out, and he will get taken down. Spud, Drac as well. Only Mike and Silentes going down the other way, so it's just the soldiers. And another really good mid out of Full Tilt here.
Yeah, I mean, they tried the same exact thing. Crowns dealt with it a little better, so they noticed that last time what happened is they got bunched up, and they just all took the same damage, and it just lost them the mid. So this time they tried to keep spread out. What ended up happening is that they kept taking 1v2s because of that, and it was just kind of really unfortunate for them, and Full Tilt ended up pushing them off. And now they're back at their second, and Crowns don't push out immediately this time. Instead, they're opting for a last hold. They've got Stark on Sniper, and Huffy on his main class, fun fact, Pyro.
Stark is working that really strong sideline. He's going to rotate over here, see if he can catch someone out of drop down. He's just kind of poking, prodding like a good defensive sniper, and he's spying it.
That's genius. You show the sniper, and then you go spy. And he's going to cloak his friendly sniper, so they still think he's sniper. Oh, no. He's juking everyone right now. You never know what he's
just checking off classes, but Silentes came in there, grabbed Stark, grabbed Drac. That's going to open things up really heavily. Big opener for Silentes, and I think he's going to continue this on because there's a Pyro to deal with, and well, I mean, that's not in the best position. The Uber is popped off here, time on point. Now the exchange comes in as the later pop comes out of cost, and they just need to clean people up. Spud is sticking off the point, and no one has died here in this exchange. Ale is very hurt. Drac will go down, Silentes down too, but Spud getting a big pipe from Ale. Stark cleaning up Mike. This could really go either way here. It's just 4v4. Ale's just going to jump right onto the point, start trapping it off.
What an arrow from Koss.
Oh my god, how did he hit that? And he kept him alive, and that's going to actually win this hold. Sorry, it should have won that push, but Raymond's going to win the hold with a nice arrow.
Dude, this isn't done. Huffy's chasing, but that was a really nice direct there from Mike. Of course it was, and he's going to end up knocking Huffy Cool away. He's just going to have to try and cap the point. We do have a hide attempt from Silentes there, but he's eventually going to get forced out. That was so good by Crowns. Like, the moment they spawned, all of the spawners just immediately took high ground. Ale nearly kind of destroyed that, just hitting some, like, dank pipes. But Crowns managed to keep the heals up, and the scouts eventually forced everyone away. They weren't able to catch up Koss while he was running away. So what means is that both medics have Uber, and this is Snakewater.
Oh,
one of
Mike!
the teams.
He got trapped. Spud had a trap on the window, and that's going to take Mike out. On top of that, yeah.
Is that just a normal sticky trap?
Yeah, it was just a normal sticky trap.
You interrupted me for a normal sticky trap?
Oh, yeah.
No, I was pretty much done. Like, we're just gonna be sitting here for the remainder of the time of this round, and nothing's gonna happen. That's how Crowns play. We're in for some really exciting stuff. Eventually, someone from Full Tilt's gonna get bored and sack in an off class. But Full Tilt have been playing this style themselves. Like, as much as they rag on Crowns for doing so, they pretty much do the same thing. Actually, Crowns with the off class, Stuck's on a spy. Now Sniper.
No, Sniper.
God, he's so tricky.
I think what he does is what he's been doing is going spy. He's, swapping over, seeing if there is an off class. And then he's like, oh, okay, there's nothing. Or I guess he saw the lash on Sniper, so he came up Sniper.
No. Thalash came Sniper after Stark already switched off spy. They might not know.
Well then, we are going to have something interesting come down here as we do have the Sniper duel. Stark's just staring in through cheese, looking into that saw area. He has not grabbed anything yet, and he's going to be met by Thalash here shortly, and they both whip their shots.
Yeah, this is Sniper v Sniper. This is the state of European Team Fortress 2. We had Michael Anthony Adams try to make a play earlier, but his jump got a body shot, so he pretty much just had to jump away. Spud tried to get some pipes on him, but nothing came of it, so we're back in this situation. Ubers for both teams. Everyone's overhealed except Drac. Bless his cotton socks. It's just, yeah, eventually
we're
just
ones, not his nylon ones.
No, of course not.
Okay.
Cotton socks are the comfiest.
Ah, fair enough.
Would you disagree?
I actually don't know what my socks are made of right now, but they are pretty comfy. So I'm assuming they're cotton because you seem like an expert on this. What we are also experts on is TF2. There is this still stalemate. They're looking for something. Apparently, you guys aren't Australia, so you don't have snipers that just instantly open this up, and instead they just whiff a bunch of shots. So we're just kind of waiting for one of these snipers to hit something. Who's going to do it first?
Thalash.
That
was the first name that came to my head. I don't know, this is like the biggest difference that I've seen between the Aussie and the Euro teams, because this is what European Team Fortress 2 is. You don't play off an advantage unless it's a very, very clear advantage. You very rarely see like non-Uber pushes and stuff. The Australians seem to play like it's still 2012, and they just push whenever they feel like it, and I feel like they would have done something by now. However, none of these teams are the Australians. They're full tilt. They put their heels and everyone else around Thalash. They're going to wait for him to hit this shot, even if it takes all night.
Oh, well, actually, Silentes is going to walk into a sticky trap. That is the second time in the same stalemate that a soldier has walked into a trap and died from full tilt. You'd think that they would have learned their lesson.
Crowns aren't going to push. They're just going to use the ground that full tilt now give them to give Stark more sniper shots. That's how they play this. So, they still have the stickies on window. They get called out by Mikey A. He's trying to get some peeks, but he's already been called out by the sniper. Got a little bit of damage. He's going to have to back off. Thalash trying to get some picks of his own in the storeroom area. Captain is spamming him out, however. So he works his way in, almost gets the shot onto Drak there.
But again, it's just going to be that kind of rotate prod. See where they get it. Flash again peeking lower. He walks onto a roller. He's actually really hurt there. So that's going to delay him peeking soon. Actually, Stark, I missed it. He swapped onto Spy.
He's back on the sniper. We should just not even mention it. It's like the third time that it's happened now.
I get hopeful. What can I say?
Oh, a pick! Mikey A taken down by Captain. Crowns are now going to move a little bit forward, but still not commit.
I see what you mean. This is Stalemate Fortress 2. They are opening that line for Stark to see if he can get that big opener. That's what he's good for. He's not the, like, take over a game. He's that get the clutch pick. And now we have the Uber exchange. Here we go. Full tilt got board. They walked in, and they've wasted this Uber. They got nothing with that. And Stark gets cleaned up actually by the Lash, the body shot. So they got something from nothing. The Ubers are evened up. Stark the only casualty, and that means that I don't think Full Tilt or Crowns are going to push this.
No,
Full Tilt's just going to grab that
I don't think Full Tilt are done. I think they're coming in. Oh, there we go. Mike and Silentes going for this double bomb. They group up all the players, but Captain gets the first pick onto Silentes. The fight could still go either way right now, but there is 2 down. Big body shot there onto Captain. Thalash, if only that was a headshot. But the Full Tilt are slowly capping this point out. They have no soldiers, though, so the pressure isn't going to be that good. Crowns are going to have the spawners and come back in and retake second.
Yeah, they're coming right in right now, although it is an opening for Ale as he can just kind of spam onto the point here, do some damage. He's really not connecting on anything. He does launch Stark forward, and that's actually going to get Stark picked off. It's a really nice sticky from Ale, and now he wants more. He's still thirsty. He's going for it. Pushing forward here. He's got Silentes on the point. It did get recapped by Crowns, but they are still looking, and the Uber comes out here, but people are hurt. Silentes and might clean people up, including Raymond, though, which is absolutely massive, as it means this point should go down. And this opens things up really well for them to just kind of walk into last year as everybody's dead.
Yeah, they're all capping the point. I think they should have a couple players going forward. I mean, obviously they're not going to be able to do, like, cap both points at the same time.
I see.
Wait, Drak's behind.
They know Drak is behind, and they were waiting for him to waste time.
Just alpha Drak so hard there. He might be able to get out, though. He's going to actually find himself onto Thalash and get the pick. Stark is picked off Cost as well. This push is going really bad. Ale's on the point. Got so much cap time. Silentes is going to try and follow it up. Mike coming in from the back lines, followed by Ast, but Crowns slowly peppering all of them down.
Everybody is hurt. Ast could theoretically win this, but he gets taken out.
I mean, it was Huffy and Drak with under 30 HP. It was definitely doable, but clutch play from everyone there. Drak came in, killed Thalash, and then Cost went down to Stark because Stark just does that kind of stuff. But the question is, where do we go from here?
Worth noting, Cause spawned a lot sooner than Raymond. He eked out a 30% advantage just on spawns. And it's up to 40-ish now, so they could actually work something. But Cause gets taken up by Stark. Stark just kind of like hiding behind a box, ran in and said, hey, you know, I can kill people.
This is ridiculous. Like, so they need some better communication for this, because Stark should not be able to get onto Cost that easily. I mean, that's just happened 2 times in a row where he's just been picked off. That's really bad. Full Tilt need to find a couple seconds where they can talk about that, but Crowns don't want to give it to him, Dreamboat.
You mean Crowns is actually pressuring an advantage, and they get that Captain to drop down there. It will get cleaned up. Silentes traded out, so neither team has a soldier.
Yeah. I mean, I think Crowns should be taking lobby here. Thalash is going to try and go for some play, but yeah, he's going to get nuked down. And with 2 players down, I think Crowns will definitely push off of this one. The question is through where?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting spammed out really hard here. There's not really that opening for them. They are starting to pressure forward. Now Happy and Stark get some space. That means they get time on the points. Lentis is going to bomb right out of lower here. Oh, but Happy sees him. So they can't get the bomb on to the medic, Raymond.
Lentis is still hiding. He's actually going to try and bomb in now, but Huffy cool. Oh my god, Huffy just took a Huffy stool all over Solentis there. He just went up and then up and up thanks to each scattergun shot and didn't even come close to doing anything there.
That was a pretty cool play there, as he absolutely denied the bomb. He was aware it was coming because he didn't see him leave, but still absolutely huge. But the Uber's forced out. Mikey bombing right on top of Raymond. They have to pop that out. And one thing I missed, and we both missed, is it's a crits on cause that is popped off here. Ale walking in, not getting anything so far, but he's still looking for more. They will pick off Captain here, and they might catch Happy. No, that rocket missed. Solentis, how did that not splash him?
Full Tilt are going to keep this one going, though. Spud is really far forward, but he doesn't get caught out. Manages to reunite with his team in time. Mikey A is sitting in that window area trying to get some spam. Drac wants to meet him, but there's 2 Solis there, so he can't get anything going. The rest of Crowns taking a lot of damage on this bridge area. Frags trading for both teams, but it looks like Full Tilt are getting all the position that they want. But with half HP, it just takes 1 commit. But it looks like Mike's going for that commit. Takes down Spud. Huge play from Michael Anthony Adams. Wales' finest.
Mike is an absolute monster. There's a reason his name is MGE Mike. He is freaking went slamming
eSports!
There. Ooh, eSports. But Happy cleaned up, trying to get on the point.
Oh, the re-crits!
Crits!
Raymond down! Ollie with his first sticky and Ass getting the follow-up picks here. Drac, Captain down. This is surely going to be 2-0 for Full Tilt. They're really doing it.
1-1.
1-1?
1-1.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Dreamboat. We're casting TF2 right now. Let's have a reset here. We just had some awkward moments there. It is 1-1. We are going in to the next rollouts here. We will be better here. We can bring it. Are you ready? This is the DreamMax combo for this mid.
All right, let's take it away. You know, yeah, you've had the last couple mids. I'll take this one. So we've got Spud trying to go a little bit forward and not landing a sticky onto Ale, and he didn't onto him. We have Drac going for the Kitchen, the typical Roma play. The question is, will he go through Kitchen or choke? Doesn't matter because Full Tilt already pushing across, but he goes straight onto Cost, and he's going to be the first casualty of this mid, and the rest of Full Tilt just crumble immediately after. Thalash up top juggling Captain, though, like he's a circus performer, is eventually going to get taken down after taking Captain with him. Ast and Ale, the only ones who live that middle. Really dominant from Crowns then.
Well, now what you're looking at here for Crowns is they have that big Uber advantage on Raymond. Raymond's just going to, get his numbers up here, and they'll be able to walk in. Ast on NG shows that Full Tilt's not even going to try and contest this, and they're going to try and stalemate out on last year, see if they can eke out the Uber. But it is the Crits Krieg back on cause. He's still rolling with it, and the Lash on Sniper now as well. As we're gearing up for this last push, Raymond should be set to pop.
Yeah, honestly, this if they see that Thalash is on Sniper, and if they spot the Sentry, which is definitely something they're going to scout for, I think they're just going to wait until Koss gets what they believe is the Uber. Oh no, completely wrong. Uber's coming in.
Yeah, the Uber is right in there. Gets the Sentry gun. It is starting to push them into the corner. Koss is still alive. He's still got the Crit Screen coming up here to 70%, and his people are cleaning up hard. Happy Captain and Drac are all dead. That somehow worked out.
Yeah, because they didn't scout it out like I said they would, which is pretty uncharacteristic. I think Crowns were thinking there's going to be probably Thalash and Sniper, but they weren't expecting the Sentry. So the moment they Ubered, they had to expend all of the Uber on killing that Sentry, and they couldn't really get position, so the moment it ended, the Heavies were just bashing them down with damage, and now they're taking that one all the way to second.
Yeah, and they're rolling critzing into mid here. They get Dragon Captain. Ale, there we go. You finally nail that crits with an absolute massive. You get Spud 2, big 3 out of Ale.
Sweden's finest. I've learned to love again. That was amazing, Ale. You're a god. You're so good.
How's your French? Because Ale means to go. It's they are going. They are rolling.
Let's go, Ale. I like that. All right, and they're already capping second. I'm Full Tilt of like, the moment you give us that one chance, we're taking it.
And now the Uber is coming back here from Crowns. They are trying to contest here. Ale and Koss are a little bit hurt here, which isn't ideal. Flash going down to Solentis, though, will pick off Spud. And Ale trying to 1v1 Captain Urgas 2v1 as he has Koss with him. But it's Solentis still grabbing more people, trading out Drac before he went down. And that means that Full Tilt can still win this fight. Not to mention the Crit Streak is up again. So if Ale chooses, or I guess in this case it would be Koss choosing to give Ale, they can crits it forward here because the Uber's not up to defend it.
Yeah, but the problem with the crits onto last is you have to hit the crits, otherwise it's just completely useless. And I think that's definitely something that come into play. Crowns are probably really good at splitting up. I think the main reason they got caught out there was just because they weren't expecting it. But let's see how Full Tilt use this. Oh, they've got Mike going in first. I quite like that. Now the crits is coming in, Dreamboat.
The crits is in. It hasn't seemed to connect yet. It's actually, I think, just trapping off the point a little bit here, throwing a couple around. It didn't grab anything.
Crowns are actually getting completely pinned in a corner here. They've got to come out. There we go with the Uber. They managed to do it as they start fragging the people from Full Tilt. Mike behind this truck, eventually going to get finished off by Stark there. Third kill of his life.
What went wrong there? Like, they just, I mean, they didn't get anything, but why? What do you see?
Okay, so what really happened is they popped the crits, and Ale had to go for like this really long snipe, and Stark was on sniper, pyro, excuse me. I don't think he reflected anything, but Ale was like too far away to actually connect anything too accurately. And by the time the Crowns got pinned up, like I mentioned, which was about to be a bad thing, Raymond already had his Uber, so they just popped that off and fragged everyone because they're already weak, because the crits doesn't protect you as they push in. That's what happened.
Yeah, I'd agree. That was a really good description there. And now they are throwing the kitchen sink, and by that I mean Captain, who, I mean, sometimes that's like throwing the kitchen sink at him at Cause. They do pick off Ale. Drac will go down there too. And Cause not in the greatest shape, but they do crits out here trying to grab anything. Mike hits Spud, and he gets Happy. That was a nice rocket out of Mike. That's the thing you expect from a man of that caliber.
Look at these respawns. They're both 10 seconds. Captain's coming up now. That might help, but if Full Tilt just rushed this, it's so doable.
No
They're
demo.
on the point. It's so close to being captured. Mike trying to escape there, but he's going to get focused off by Stark. 5th kill of his life.
But here's the thing. You know what happens when you pop an Uber off against a team that's running crits?
They're going to get the advantage right back.
Crits advantage here. That's already up at about 40% here on the advantage, which means that they will be able to get in here with, they have a small window, not a big window, a small one, for them to work forward, although the building on Raymond really isn't that good, so this advantage is massive now, 70%.
That's really big.
But there's an engineer, and that does counter crits.
I mean, let's see how they deal with this one.
Salentes is bombing forward, just trying to box Stark out, and now they're clumped together, the crits are coming in. But it's like buckling into spawn. Salentes picks off Spud, and no one can really get forward here. Salentes will go down. The gun down too from Ale Stickies. And now the fight's coming in. Drac just throwing rockets around. Captain following up. He picks off the Lash. And now they are still working. Ale, I don't think you get out there. No, that's another nice rocket from Captain. And Koss is going to have to retreat with his team, build up that crits again, and see if they can't rip the Uber from Crown's hands this time.
I don't think Full Tilt are going to let them have this one for free. Yeah, we have Mikey A trying to go for this big wraparound play. He should be running into Spud, but Spud has already got the pre-stickies onto him. He's going to force him away, and Crown should definitely be capping this second out. Last push was pretty much, it looked like it was going to be the same issue, plus a sentry, which made it worse for Full Tilt. But like, they managed to pick off Spud, so they had no splash damage coming onto them. But eventually, and they picked the sentry off really quickly, but they just got jumped on by Crowns, they got the frags, and then they pushed them off.
Now, if you're Full Tilt, are you going to try and bait the Uber into mid and then, you know, repush with the crits, or are you just going to try and take the bull by the horns and get the drop?
You're going to hold forward, and you're not going to let them Uber onto you.
All right, and that looks to be what they're doing.
Yeah, you want them to show themselves at a time where they think it's okay, and then you get the crits on them.
And here comes the crits. They think it's okay, and the Uber does get popped off. They do drop Captain, though. LA hitting another nice crit sticky, and they stuffed them so hard. Crits advantage is going to swing back here. Captain going down might be enough for Full Tilt to kind of eke it out, because they do have that crits advantage. Not near, but they might try and pressure, and they are. Salentes should pick off Drac here. He gets him. Happy might clean him up, and Spud is in behind. But Sil is still doing work. Happy's in a lot of trouble, and he's going to get cleaned up by Ast. Really good play from Salentes to stay alive there, but Spud, he pipes Mike. Will finally be taken out by Ast, and that's going to trigger the roll in the last. Spud, the demo man, has 18 seconds on his spawn. No stickies to defend here. Just a pyro, a medic, and a soldier. And now a crits here is ready. And it is going to be popped out. Here comes Alec critting right into them. He picks off Stark. And now he's looking for more. I don't think he's going to get more, but it's a cleanup from his team. His teammates doing the work, and they cap the point, making it 2-1 Full Tilt.
The crits finally works. And with 8 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in Full Tilt, just they look really comfortable. I think that's the best word I can use to describe them right now. Whenever they do anything, it looks like they do it with absolute conviction. And something else I've noticed is the amount of times Captain and Drac are dead. We often say that Haffy and Stark are the standout players. They always put up these monster numbers, but it definitely looks like Captain and Drac are the difference maker right now, because they keep getting taken down and it's losing them rounds. Let's see if they can fix that on this middle.
Yeah, Full Tilt just taking the more passive, the lounging strat. as they're not going too far and just trying to bait what they can out. Solentis finally kind of push forward a little bit. Drac responding, and this is really like nobody has done anything so far this mid other than like long-range spam. Now here we go. Drac bombing in on top of Cost. What Rocket? What? No, he beefs. He finally gets him. It's the double donk or the single donk coming in from Spud. He picks off 2 with those. That might actually be winning them this mid. 3 members of Full Tilt down, including the medic. Raymond is down on Crowns, but the cleanup is coming in. Mike behind though.
Yeah, they know.
Solentis though coming in a pinch. Mike grabs Happy. Solentis will go down. Mid capped.
How did he trade with Huffy there? That was crazy. But essentially what happened there was, yeah, both teams were just sort of sitting around waiting for the other one to do something. And eventually Crown said, well, it's going to be us. So Drac goes in, he takes down Koss. It was a little messy. He needed some help from Spud, but eventually the job got done. Then all the Full Tilt started committing, but Crowns had just much better health, and they sort of just picked the fights and won them. Just smart play. Just little micro things, you know?
The micro things, the small things that, you know, when you get enough micros, you can, like,
make
it into a mac. I mean, that's not how, like, actual things
I don't know
work,
terminology at all. This is
we're making things up as we go here. The one thing we do know is TF2, and when you have small advantages, combine them all together, they build, you get big advantages, and that's what they've been working with here.
I think both teams are so close to Uber, it's going to be that stalemate fortress we mentioned earlier. But I'd just like to quickly add, like, yeah, we ragged on it because it's not that entertaining to watch, but something you got to consider is, like, these teams are playing for so much pride. They have so much history, and there's money on the line, too. I don't think a lot of you viewers have played for money, no offense, but it changes everything in how you play, and you really don't want to give any kind of advantage.
Not to mention, could we consider this the infamous map that was never played?
Exactly. This is a stalemating map. That's like complaining at a dog for barking. It's just what it does.
Exactly. Not to mention, was it not these 2 teams in the finals of DreamHack?
Yes.
So there's more than pride. This is the unofficial finals of DreamHack. As these teams, you know, didn't get to play out there, they will here. Drac going in for a bomb, just trying to open things up, gets cleaned up. Might get a little bit of trouble, so he can't counter bomb or return the favor.
Drac has a really long respawn time. That gives Full Tilt, you know, definitely a lot of time to decide if they want to do anything. Crown's definitely aren't going to do anything. And it looks like Full Tilt are actually really happy to just sit back, because what they've been doing so far is working. Does look like they have Thalash maybe going for some suicide so he can come up as sniper. Nah, he's going to back off after Drac calls him out. It's like,
Stark.
I see you, dude.
I don't know if he's playing with my emotions one more time.
No, he's left spawn. He's definitely committing to this.
He is committing to the spy play. We will have Stark. He's not near anywhere yet, but that is something to keep an eye on as Stark getting into position. He's running out here, running into lower. He's hiding beneath the window.
It's a good hiding spot. I don't think anyone will ever check.
And now he's gone
like
under. He has gone through Africa, coming up. Or no, he's not.
Africa, what? We call it under.
Oh, you call it under
it's
here?
Way less controversial. We esports now.
Actually, he's gone into lobby now. Oh no, Astus found him. And he's dead. Yeah. Can we get some like people in here to look for some back bans or something?
Yeah, is there anyone
we need
like
to sweep his computer for wall hacks because that was insane. How we found that.
It's crazy. I was watching Full Tilt earlier and someone bumped. Oh,
we have a push.
Matter.
We got the Uber exchange coming in here. No one's gonna die yet, so we may go back to the stalemate that we had before, unless Captain feels confident and wants to roll forward. He does not. Stark not going for the second spy play. Although, I would have liked that.
There's something I've noticed this map where Ale has been completely outshining Spud in this regard. When they're getting Ubered on, as soon as the Uber's about to end, Ale already has stickies like placed under their feet so they can't commit.
Here they are though. Crowns have pushed in here. They've traded Captain for Mike, which is a good trade. Crowns do have to press the issue. There is 4 minutes left here. And they are looking better in this fight, and it's Cos picking off Spud. What a pick there from the medic. Asto pick off Drac 2. This is looking like a great hold for Full Tilt here as Happy is so hurt, but a crossbow coming in from Raymond to keep him alive. These 2 scouts can do a lot here, Stark and Happy. They pick up the lash. They're looking for more. I don't know if they can win this fight, but they're slowly pushing them back.
Yeah, but Full Tilt do have this respawn advantage. We have Mike coming in right now. He might be the difference maker, but he just immediately gets double meat shot. Captain tries his hand, and they just tell him to go away. You're not wanted in this fight. And someone who also isn't is Raymond, as Silentis tries to take him down.
And the
but
Ubers are exchanged
Uber.
again, but Mike picks off Spud and Drac early here, and that means Crowns have to retreat. They need to play it back a little bit. They need to control this, because if they lose too much here, that means that they can't even get back and try and tie this up, because it is 2-1 for Full Tilt with 3 minutes left.
Exactly. I would have liked to see Full Tilt try something there. I mean, there was no flank because Drac was dead and Spud was down, so there was really little spam damage they could have taken. I mean, it would have taken them a little while, but they could have gone for it.
Mikey was almost caught Stark out, but Stark's just run through lower. Stark is in behind them.
Yeah, he's just... Oh, no. He ran over the point. They know where he is. Everyone's come back. I mean, he's buying so much time.
His team is coming behind him, and he picked off As2. Stark with a massive pick there. How do you get that? And they grab more. Happy with another. Stark going down finally to LA, but Crowns have got all the picks here. They've grabbed 4.
That was so good by Stark, just drawing all the attention away. The rest of his
Mike will get out.
Barely. And the rest of Stark's boys came in, they capped it out, and they're taking this one all the way to last. Drac and Captain already, and Drac pretty much solo capping the point
and
right now.
Get it!
Right in front of Full Tilt's face. 2-2, 2 minutes, 28 seconds. We have a game.
Yeah, we got a full reset here. That means that this is a brand new game with 2 minutes. 2 minutes is doable.
Yes.
You can pull this off.
Yes.
So this is going to be the ballsiest to the wallsiest mid I think we will see.
Do you know what else? We've been mentioning that Captain and Drac are dying a lot less, and Full Tilt just won a round. I don't want to say I know everything, but I totally know everything.
I think so, except for the fact that you didn't pick Jasmine T.
True.
But we are into this next mid fight, and I thought it was going to be more balls to the wall. There it is, Silent is bombing in right, and Full Tilt taking a fight to them, and they're dying. Ast and Cost are down, and Ally. This is big for Crowns. They can roll with this.
Captain was just like, I got it on this mid. Gets 3 picks. Ale, Koss, and Ast. 3 really important picks. That's like the entire combo minus Sill, just taken down by one great, gorgeous Dutchman.
Sill is still behind them here, which means that he's really not that helpful for his team because he's just kind of rotated out and looking for...
No, he's going to spawn camp Drac.
But can he? Will Drac win this?
Oh, Drac's going to scout. Whoa, cheating.
That is genius. The door was still open, so Drac swapped glasses and got his health back. What a heads-up play from him. And now the point is capped here. That means the Crowns, they have a minute.
Crowns
but the trap! Ellie! He gets capped in the halfie! That just saved the game. That means that, like, with those 2 people down, I don't think that Crowns can still win this.
I mean, I was just watching Silentus and Drac dribble around, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, Crowns are like doing the smart thing and pushing ahead when a player's behind. And then Ale just does that, and this whole game has been flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right here and tell you that this 48 seconds of this game are about to be crazy fucking hype as we're going into the final stage.
Hey, family show.
Yeah, my bad.
But we do have the push coming in. Crowns actually got their spans, but it's Koss picking up Happy with a big crossbow. He's still looking for more, and it's a heavy, doing all the delays. 30 seconds are on the clock here. I think they can do this.
They've definitely got time. Uber's going to be used right now, but Drac is, Captain, excuse me, is just getting juggled through the air. Mikey gets slammed by Spud. They need to clear the sentry and the stickies off the point before they do anything, though. Crits from Ale takes down Spud immediately. Captain's going to try and equalize and knocks Koss away from his players, but the heal beam barely reconnects.
But Silent is grabbing 2, and the Uber saw comes in. Raymond gets Ale, but he will be taken out. Ast still cleaning it up. It's just him. There are 2 on the point.
Oh my god, Stark and Happy!
And it's
Stark versus Thalash! Thalash gets it!
Thalash!
Goodness gracious me, what was that map?
I'm so confused. We have the slowest first 20 minutes of a map I think I've seen in a long time. Nothing really happened, nothing too great. And then these past 10 minutes have been absolutely nutty.
That was awesome. That was just both teams taking turns to do cool stuff.
And here's the thing. I hate to draw comparisons, but what is one of the biggest plays that comes to mind in Snakewater?
Anything Tweak's ever done? Oh.
Hardblue.
What is
I52. Ubersaws on the point, last second to try and win that.
Yeah.
Now, we come back here, and we have this, crazy, 2 medic scouts going down to the wire, and then they just one-on-one.
That was crazy. I mean, there was even a point there where Stark and Haffy made it really convincing that they were about to do it. They still had some good health. If they would have focused the right targets, there was some time on the point. They really could have done that. I mean, down to the absolute wire. We've seen some close games. That legitimately was a last-second game.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stunned. And because I'm out of words, and I think we're a little bit speechless here.
I need to go do something to recover my voice.
Well, let's send it to people who know some things and want to analyze this. That's the desk. Getawhale, take us away.
I don't know anything, but these guys do.
Don't put yourself down like that. No.
That was a hell of a finish. We haven't had... we haven't had any bad TF2. Honestly, I was just making comments in the crowd while we watched that. I mean, that was... It's a little bit disappointing in a way to see a tie, but
yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, it kind of is in a way, in that you don't get a clear, decisive winner. But I mean, it just proves again that there is nothing dividing these teams at the moment. It's unreal, and they will be divided tomorrow because there can be no draws tomorrow.
Yep.
But for the moment, it's just down to the wire. And I like actually the way that you're allowed draws in this group stage, because golden caps are such kind of, when things are so even, it's a bit of like a roll of the dice, a flip of the coin. It's not a literal flip of the coin. We're not Overwatch, but it's it gets a bit. You could have won it. It might just be, the whole map might just be based on one mistake that you made in the golden cap. So I like the fact that we're able to see how close these teams are.
Yeah, and plus it kind of slightly takes away from how close things can be when you just see a win. You're like, oh, full tilt won. Okay.
Yeah.
And you just, don't think about crowns being like as good as they are. But with ties, it just goes to show how close this entire event has been, really.
And that's something we can maybe see open up as we move on throughout the weekend, because we are doing best of ones today only. We're moving on now to best of threes, which we'll be seeing the rest of the weekend, where you can sort of, I guess, still best of one?
Yep. There's one best
more.
of one. There's
One
still
best
one
of,
group
oh,
stage.
yeah.
Just one
Hold
more
on,
time.
Hold on.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, there is. There's
But
one more,
as we
one more
move
game
on,
left.
we will be eventually getting the best of threes,
Tomorrow,
where
yeah.
we can sort of see, gaps start to open up a little bit, maybe between the teams, maybe,
Yeah,
depending.
Well, they should do.
I know that we have logs that we can have a look at here in a few moments, where we can sort of break it down a little bit more, but what?
The best logs take time, Getawhale.
The best logs.
I think
the best things in life take time.
the flow of the game is really interesting as well. Something that the logs might not be able to show was kind of the time spent on each area. John's stats will really break it down, but a lot of the beginning of the game looked like Crowns were getting into it.
Yeah.
Full Tilt managed to drag a round back, and then they're really hammering on the gates of Crowns there for a long time, but they weren't able to make anything happen. It took them, about 10, 15 minutes to get that round on the board?
Keep in mind, I was a bit worried when I saw one round go on the board for Crowns. I was like, oh no, it's happening.
But they weren't able to hold it. They weren't able to execute that, that rigid style. They were just able to keep finding a way to get through it. They used the crits, which I'm really impressed about, because they used to hate crits full tilt.
They absolutely just loathed that crits. They just thought it was just practically a lose-lose situation where you would just find yourself, sure, you might get an odd kill here and there, but it really counts on just more surprise factor. And I think it's making a comeback now, because so many people just disassociate themselves with the crits now that a good crits is going to surprise them, whilst back in the day it was too commonplace.
And also the slow play style of a lot of teams kind of fits into that, because Crowns play a very rigid style, where each of them is going to be holding at any set point. They have this setup that they run to every map. So you could, without even looking, you could say, right, okay, Drag's going to be in this position, Raymond's going to be holding here. So they, it's easy for a crits to be able to get in and try and pick an individual target. Having said that, they weren't able to get it quite a few of those times. There was some just like, not really whiffed. I don't think you can properly say that, because it's the money shot that Ali's going for.
Yeah.
But
He adores the plays.
Reel.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a team, I swear to God, if there was someone that, if they just launched themselves up in the air, all 6 players would just look up and be like, Charles.
Yeah.
Maybe
really
Valve, if they're listening, we can get something that somehow shoots all 6 players up into the air, maybe for next I-Series.
There was a map, CP Toxic, that we were testing a while back that had, what do you call them? They're like lifts.
Gravity.
Yeah,
lifts.
like anti-gravity lifts. Which would have been
Sounds
a ridiculous
terrible.
gimmick.
Sounds terrible to me.
It really was. It was
that
awful.
was just like a Tony Hawk map, that was.
Yeah, let's have a look. We're going to have a look at the logs and break down as well and see what sticks out to us here. We've still got a little bit more TF2 to go, so let's fly through these a little bit. I mean, did you guys have anybody in your mind as to who stood out during that match as an MVP?
Mike is so good at this game.
Yeah, Mike's unreal. Mike had some instances where he would just completely save things. Like, it looks like he's got into a bad situation where most roamers would die, and that's kind of part and parcel of the class. But he somehow manages to wriggle himself out of a lot of those situations, and it provides such a boost when you think he should be dead, and then he suddenly, like, he converted 2 kills in the Snakewater Soul Room, where he just kind of gets launched in there, skip jumps over to the health kit, and then he's like, oh, Spud and Drak are here. They don't expect me to be here. Bye-bye.
And he does this with practically no heals as well. It's
we'll take a look at the medic stats and see how many heals that he actually got for this one. Where is he? Mike, he's on the left. 16% there.
All right, that's maybe a tad more than your average roamer, but...
You know, it's not really for like a slow game.
I'm thinking of Jack stats. Jack gets like two.
Yeah, well, Drake's still above Stark there, and Mike, although you can't see it on your screen, is above Thalash at the bottom there with 14. So, you know, it's interesting, and you can see there the Kritzkrieg difference between the two teams as well. I mean, you get a lot more of them off. They had a lot more opportunities to push last.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. I know that we have eXtine standing by, getting ready here in a moment for an interview. Let's have a look. Can we get that screen with the areas? I don't know what you want to call it, but that breaks down.
The Gentleman John
Sideshow
stats.
alluded to it. Yeah, we have here.
This is interesting. Usually when you look at these stats, you don't really see. It usually breaks down to the red base goes. You know, you're at your own base, you're going to get the most frags. You've got the defending position. It kind of spills over.
That red bar is an outlier.
Yeah, and then it spills over into your second because again you've got the spawn advantage, yada yada yada. Yeah. But it's kind of gone the other way. Both teams are showing that they're kind of most of the fighting is going on second for the entire map, and the Full Tilt was winning that.
Yeah, they were. They were able to stop Crowns pushing out on a lot of those situations, and even when Crowns were able to secure the point, they were able to push back in and wipe them. So they gave themselves tons of opportunity to push last. If they're able to convert on more of them, then they'd be in a much better position. But they just let it slip at the end there, and they go like into a draw instead. So
I want you to also take note how low the percentage is for the second red point for Full Tilt, because that just goes to show how much like. It was just a wipe maybe on mid, and then Crowns would just easily like pick up their second point and then just move on to the last point.
Yeah, and they have to be able to stabilize on last as well. We saw that against, I can't actually remember who they were playing against earlier on, and we saw that from Full Tilt. Oh, it was against Froyotech and on Granary, and when they lost their medic on mid, they found it really difficult to like stabilize on the last point and make sure that they're able to hold that. But there's a lot of lasts, Snakewater included, where you can hold it even when the momentum is against you. But if you wipe on second, which happened to Full Tilt in one of their holds just at the end there, or on mid, which happened previously about halfway through the map, there's just no way of being able to hold on to that one.
Do you get the sense, guys, that the exhaustion's starting to set in? It's been a long, long day. Do you get any sense watching that one that it is?
Maybe not that particular game, but it's definitely got to be affecting him at this point now. I mean, it's how long have we been playing for? About 8 hours?
Forever. It says forever. Yeah. So it has been quite a while, yeah. I think, you know, a lot of the teams will be in the zone at the moment, and they'll just start to feel drained once they come away from their PCs.
Yeah. Okay, we'll tell you what. We're going to kick it over to eXtine here now. eXtine, you there? Oh, he's there.
He is there.
Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here with Thaigrr from Team Zenix, and this is your first Insomnia LAN. So why don't you hit me with just a little impressions, how the event more emotionally versus gameplay-wise has been for you and your team so far?
Oh, it's been great. Like, meeting everyone who you've been playing the game with for years, it's just a great experience. Like, even if, you know, you're not doing so well in the games, it's just meeting everyone here is like, you know, can't really ask for anything else from a game that you've like just grown up playing. So can't really say anything.
How has your setup been? And I also know, following up or turning into a two-part question, your teammate Stefan has had some issues. I mean, just getting settled and getting comfortable. How has it been for you? And also, can you tell the fans a little bit about how it's been for Stefan and the struggles that he's had equipment-wise so far?
So everyone else, apart from Stefan, set up fine. I think the closest problem we've had to Stefan is me not having a mouse pad, but that was sorted like within today. I just bought one and they delivered it straight here. With Stefan, so he got his flight yesterday, arriving this morning, and basically his luggage was just not here, and they left it in Germany. So he has had no PC to play with, no peripherals or anything like that. So we've managed to rent one just for today. People have been able to lend him a mouse and things like that, so everyone's been really helpful. The sponsor as well has given him a headset just to use for the LAN. As well, with when his luggage does get here, he's still not got a case, and we've managed to find him a case already, so can't really ask for anything else. Everyone's been really helpful, but everything's been sorted. It was just stressful all the way through it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the viewers obviously have the capability to pull up the scoreboard and see where the group standings are, but you guys are 3 games deep, and we have yet to cast you. So I wanted to give you a chance to talk about some of the games, some of the highlights, and you know what maybe is not reflected in the score line of these games.
Well, I think judging from our games, everyone's thinking we're not doing very good. Well, it's true. Like, we're not performing our best at the minute, and I think it's more to do with everyone's not really in the sync of it yet. People haven't really been putting their effort in that much. Like, I'm really tired. We just finished playing Froyo Tech, and I was just knackered. So the calls are pretty bad, but especially with Stefan not having his good setup and him having 2 hours sleep, he's obviously not been playing his best. But I think we'll definitely step our game up tomorrow. We've still got a couple, I think it's 2 or maybe 1 games left tonight. It's against Spanked, so it's always going to be a fun match. There's no real loss apart from seeding, so even if we lose this one, we're still not out, and we'll definitely bring our A game tomorrow for the knockouts.
Excellent. Good to hear. What has your take been of playing the NA teams and playing the Aussies? Because you did get a chance to play Jasmine, right? Yeah, you want to share some thoughts on, as a European, how you played against these guys? What was your feeling about it?
Well, with the Australians, we played them while they were boot camping as well, again in the internet cafe, and their setups were like, people were saying, oh, they're really bad because they're losing like massively to all teams in Europe. But that I could see straight away as soon as they were here, like they were hitting shots that they wouldn't have been hitting in the net cafe. When we played them, their scouts just turned up. Their soldiers were really good as well. They played nothing like the internet cafe, and I knew that was going to happen. People were really skeptical, like, oh, they're just going to turn up and come sixth. I really didn't think that, and they proved that today. They played really well, like getting really good scores against other teams, not just us. The Americans, I didn't really know what to expect because I've never played an American team before. They just seem to play really, really coordinated. Like, their DM isn't over anyone. Their ability is not better than anyone here. It's just they're really, really coordinated. Like, if one person's in, another 3 are behind. If someone's behind and he goes in, there's like 5 people with him instantly. There's no second thoughts with it. They're all together. They're really on point. As far as them playing against the top teams, so like Full Tilt and Crowns, well, I haven't been watching, but I assume they did okay. I'm not sure. I think they'll pull their own, but I'm not sure if they can beat them though.
Cool. Well, thanks for that analysis. And we're gonna start moving things along here. Try to get that last game going, as well as get your last game going. But before I throw it back to the analysts, any shout outs you want to give, Thaigrr?
Give a shout out to Tweak, first time meeting her. Shout out to Emma as well. That'll do for now, I think.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much for the interview, Thaigrr. Great to hear about your guys' sponsor, helping you guys out with equipment. And, well, we got one last match tonight, so stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Our wonderful panel experts, led by Admirable this time, will break it down for you. Take it away.